Red Dead Redemption takes what we love from the Grand Theft Auto franchise and applies it to a world that is unfamiliar and largely untapped in the world of video games. Serving as a spiritual successor to Red Dead Revolver, Redemption takes place in the early 1900s, where the government is just starting to form and establish itself in a place where it is not uncommon to be killed for your possessions or just for sport. John Marston is a man on a mission to save his family and escape his past once and for all, and the only way to get this done is by taking out his old gang for the government. It's not by choice he wants to do this, as the beginning of the game explains why he must take up his guns again, but the roughly 25+ hour adventure will come to explain why the government gets on Marston's case. No one does a character-driven story game like Rockstar, and this game even rivals the excellent adventure that was GTA 4, and it is a game that action fans definitely will not want to miss. The characters you will come across all have distinct personalities and goals, and they're all brought to life with some excellent voiceover work by the game's cast. The presentation is top-notch in Redemption, and the story, music, sound effects, and gameplay all come together to give you a fully immersive experience in a time period that was one of the world's deadliest. The gameplay structure from Grand Theft Auto is still intact here. You'll go to a marker to start a mission, you'll meet an eccentric character, carry out a favor for them, and get all the information that you can from them by helping them out so that they can help you track down your old comrades. Most missions require you to kill, so there's nothing really new there. But the way that it's carried out feels great, and the additions of the lasso and using Deadeye and all the weapons really make it feel differently from Grand Theft Auto. The cool thing about the lasso is that it takes full advantage of the rage engine and the euphoria physics system that Grand Theft Auto used, and it allows enemies to be dragged realistically behind you when you're on horseback, and eventually they'll die from this because you can't really be dragged for that long, especially on the tough rural environment that was the West. Even though the game takes place in the Wild West, you can still be accountable for the things you do. Killing an innocent, or even a lawman or marshal if you're brave enough, will give you a bounty, and you'll have a wanted meter on your screen. What happens when you do this is that your money will increase and your bounty will increase. Now, you can pay this, you can go to jail and do your time. Even if you die, though, your bounty will still be there, so you have to get rid of your bounty. The cool thing is that eventually people will stop chasing you, but you'll still have your bounty. So when you go to a town where you may have, kind of torn up the town, people are going to remember this, so as soon as they see you, they're going to go and try to get the lawman as fast as they can. Now, you can pay these guys off, but if they get to the lawman, your bounty was going to increase until you eventually pay it. You could have a bounty the entire game as long as you avoid towns and stuff, but eventually you may want to just pay for it because bounty hunters will begin their quest to hunt you down, so you gotta watch out for that. Although Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto have a lot of similarities, that really ends when it comes to the horse gameplay in Redemption. All the horses you ride have a stamina meter. Riding involves balancing out when to speed up, when to let go to let the horses recharge, and there's also items that can increase their stamina as well. Speaking of that, just the world that you will need to explore is pretty much going to require a horse. And I mean, we're talking about a huge world. This is probably bigger than Liberty City, especially the fact that you don't have any cars or anything. You can transport, but it's fun to do horse travel. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I would compare this game's world in size and scope to those RPG games that we know and love, like Oblivion and the recent games like Fallout 3. All these areas have unique places to go, unique people to meet, and different animals to find. The cool thing about this game is the hunting ability, and sometimes you come across bears that try to claw you apart, snakes hiding in the grass waiting to bite you if you get too close, and even freaking cougars that will come and pounce at you at any threat you bring to them. They'll travel in packs just like the wolves and stuff. It's pretty crazy. And hunting these animals and skinning them will give you items to sell at general stores in town, so you can get pelt, get fur, get more money, and the fact that this is all in multiplayer just makes it even better. And man, it's the multiplayer fun in this game. It consists of 10 typical stuff that are in multiplayer deathmatch games. You know, you got, kind of the shootout, team shootout, free for all, stuff like that. Capture the bag. But the star of the show is free roam. Now in free roam, the single player world that you will explore as John Marston is available. It could be explored with up to 16 players. And, you can all go about and do different things. There's different gang hideouts and stuff. And the cool thing is that you can have up to 8 players and the posse. And all of the posse, they all kind of have the same icon on the screen. They all kind of work together to gain experience and stuff like that. So you can go horseback riding with your friends, go hunting with your friends. It's really cool, all the stuff they brought into this. Now, the competitive multiplayer and the free roam both share your experience and level. So the max level is 50, but you can get experience from free roaming and taking out gangs with your friends, or just doing competitive online matches to get more experiences as well. Now, what the experience does in this game is that it unlocks more weapons to use in multiplayer, more characters, and more mounts, so that when you do free roaming with your friends, you can get a bull, you can get a really fast horse. Everybody that starts out at level 1, they'll just get a donkey, and then you'll get a sick horse. It's not until you level up more and more that you get better mounts, and having better mounts allows you to travel the world faster, and it's just a lot more fun and really cool to show off some of the stuff you can get when you play multiplayer with your friends. Now, even though that this free roam serves as like a gateway to the multiplayer modes, you might find yourself liking the free roam even more than the competitive modes like I did. There's just a ton of characters to choose from for your free roaming competitive, so that you'll just always want to level up to see what these new characters look and sound like, because you can just kind of do taunts with them and they say a bunch of funny stuff. I mean, overall, there's just a lot to like about this game, and it's one of the newer $60 titles out there that has a lot of great content and replayability without even any DLC coming out for it. And the cool thing about the DLC is that it's going to be out next month, and it's going to be free, and it's going to be some cooperative missions, so definitely check that out. I think that, in my opinion, I think this is Rockstar's greatest game so far, and they've made a lot of great games, and, without a doubt, I also think that it's the best Western game out there. So I'm going to get Red Dead Redemption a 5 out of 5 for the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Let me free! I gotta get free! Let me free!
Tough one, ain't you?